If you live in the UK, I do not know how you are supposed to survive right now.
Somebody needs to make the price of living actually realistic.
Yep, their plan is working. You will own nothing and be happy about it.
What's up, people? This is KM.Little right here. We will be seeing the cost of living going up in 2025. It's making a lot of people give up. A lot of people are moving back inside their parents' houses, or they just decided to get a tiny house just like me. Turn a barn right into a house. So let's go and get straight into the video and see what they're talking about.
Finding a new place, and it doesn't make any sense.
Own nothing and be happy about it.
So I'm in the process of finding a new place, and it doesn't make any sense how this world expects you to survive. Not only do they want the rent, which is an arm and a leg, but they want 3 months, you know, 3 times the income, and then they want a deposit, and then gas is $6 a gallon, and I'm making 19 bucks an hour, bro. You know, on top of bills, on top of food. Somebody needs to make the price of living actually realistic, man.
If you live in the UK, I do not know how you are supposed to survive right now.
Y'all, life is not making that much sense right now in terms of the cost of everything.
Hey, how's your mom? This is just your friendly reminder that if you step outside and like take a deep breath, it will probably cost you like $200. Like just to step foot outside, it's a solid $200.
How much money do you need to make to live comfortably in the United States? And this is according to a 2024 Smart Asset Survey. The 5th most expensive state is Washington, needing a $106,000 salary. The 4th is New York, and people say they need at least $112,000. The 3rd is California, which is the state that I live in, and people say they need at least $114,000. 2nd is Hawaii with another $114,000, and the number 1 spot is Massachusetts, $116,000.
I have a clip up on screen right here from the news. The Florida affordability salary requirements for a single adult over $97,000 and a family of 4 is $217,000 a year. You're getting pretty close to $20,000 a month. So it's really not surprising when there are way more people thinking about not having kids in the future.
Raising a child in the U.S. is more expensive than ever, about $300,000 over 18 years. According to LendingTree, it breaks down to about $29,000 a year, factoring in childcare, clothing, food, health insurance premiums, and more. The biggest jump in cost, daycare, up 51% since the last report in 2023. Hawaii is the most expensive state to raise a child. The least, Mississippi. Georgia sits at 48.
When somebody tells you they can't afford to have children, this is what they're talking about. A woman in my town's Facebook group shared these daycare rates today, and she said, how do you afford kids here? Because nobody knows how anybody is paying for this. For an infant for 5 days a week with 10 hours of care, it is $664 a week. That is just shy of $35,000 a year for one child. And the price does not drop that much when they hit pre-K here. It's $521 a week, which is about like $28,000 a year, okay? These are incredibly high rates for daycare. And of course, you could drop down to 9 hours a day or whatever it might be. But here's the thing. When you go to daycare, typically you're going to take the most hours because you have to commute to work, you have to commute back from work, and you have to work 8 hours a day. And unfortunately, when you miss pickup by 1 minute, they start charging you like $2 a minute. So usually it's more cost effective just to pay the higher rate for the 10 hours than to pay for the 9 hours, which is like crazy because it's 1 hour difference.
44%. It's crazy. And even with me, right? I moved here for a cheaper living. I'm living in a cheaper area in North Carolina. I came here to save money on rent and all that type of stuff. But even if I wanted to even experiment with having a child, it's already too expensive. It's too expensive to, it's way too expensive to sit here and prepare for a child. It's way too expensive to sit here to even have the child and put him in daycare. It's too expensive to sit here and take time from your job and take care of your kid. Because at the same time, you can be making money, saving money because everything is getting more expensive. Inflation has no sympathy. It's always going to go up. And if you look at my video about Goodwill, hey, Goodwill is going up. Cheapest spot, pawn shops is going up. Facebook Marketplace, people don't even want to sell their phone for cheap. They want to sell it for the full price. It's crazy. Everybody trying to hustle. Everybody trying to make money. And there's no sympathy out here when it comes down to either inflation or people just trying to make money. Everybody trying to survive. So even just having a child right now is, you can't even have a child on accident. It's gonna cost you.
Of 18 to 34-year-olds still live at home in this state in 2025. Let me say that again. 44% of 18 to 34-year-olds live with their parents and cannot afford to move out. That is the highest rate in the nation, and it is unacceptable.
This crazy fact I saw today. The median homebuyer in 2007 was born in 1968. Guess when the median homebuyer in 2024 was born? 1968. This means the same people that were buying homes 17 or 18 years ago are now the same people buying them today. In 2007, your median homebuyer was about 39 years old, and today they are about 55 years old. This is just another example of how unaffordable it is to buy a home for younger people.
It's cheaper to buy than rent in only 4 major U.S. cities. In Detroit, it is almost 80% cheaper. Then comes Philadelphia, Cleveland, Ohio, and Houston, Texas. In every other major U.S. city, it is cheaper to rent. Good luck. Take care.
Screenshots right here of some of the areas that are finally going down in rental price. Where rent prices decreased the most, Austin, Texas by a whole 10%. That entire city blew up within just a couple years during COVID. Minneapolis, Portland, Raleigh, San Diego. So there are some places that are going down, but I could see right here, New York going down by 3%. When you see the rent prices being $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month easily, a 3% decrease is still a decrease at the end of the day, but still wildly overpriced for what you're getting. On the other hand, though, this is where you could see some of the rent prices increasing. Cincinnati's the worst, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Birmingham, Alabama, Washington, D.C.
Y'all, we went to another open house. Ooh. Oh, look at this stained glass. But look at this bathroom. Whoa. Ooh. What the heck? I almost feel like it's kind of like a remodeling kind of situation. Like, ooh, I like this one. Whoa. No, I don't think so.
So this one's a remodeling situation starting off at $1 million. Some of the comments, $100,000 house marked for $1 million is crazy work. Another one here, crazy thing is that if this house dropped to even $800,000, there would be a line of people ready to scoop it up. Me included. I don't know. I guess I have to take a trip to California to feel the nice weather day after day, but it doesn't really seem worth it for $1 million shack that needs remodeling as well. The window grills and sliding door tells me that the house has been targeted by robbers before. Nice. It's the window AC units in the bar. I like to put in these videos a 1-bed, 1-bath at Hudson Yards in New York for $5,500 a month. This was of course posted by a real estate agent trying to really talk this up with the view and how nice it was, blah blah blah, and I don't know, a good portion of the view is just a bunch of highways. It's not really the city skyline, but you're still going to have to pay $66,000 a year just for the privilege. Again, 1 bed, 1 bath.
15 years with Geico with no claims and a 49% rate increase? Oh my gosh. Listen, I want to know a couple different things. One, what state are you from? Are you in like Texas or Florida that has just gotten hammered and destroyed by these rate increases? Because 49%, listen, if I ever received a 49% rate increase on my insurance, man, you best believe I am shopping around. This is ridiculous.
Yep, their plan is working. You will own nothing and be happy about it. Disney revealed some latest numbers on some of their subscriber counts, and it's shocking. They report that 157 million people every single month are using an ad-supported tier. Now, what that basically means is, you know, when you're watching a streaming service and you have the option to select a tier that's a little bit cheaper than that top level one, but you're still going to have ads to make it cheaper, and so that's how they kind of filled that cost. And don't forget that this was unheard of a number of years ago. Even on Netflix, they didn't even offer an option like this until recently. So this is how these things work. Eventually, we will probably have a system in which we go back to only ad-supported tiers, even when you are paying those premiums. They want you to get comfortable with this. They want to be able to serve all of those ads right into your face at any given moment. And we see this across all things in life nowadays. Whether you bought an Xbox and you're playing it, you're going to have an ad on your home screen. Whether you're watching a streaming service, you're often going to have an ad. All of these things are on top of the fact that usually you need to subscribe in the first place. So you can't just own the right to, use Netflix, which I guess makes sense, right? But you're still paying that monthly service And now you're also getting ads on top of it. It kind of never ends, and this is what they want you to get used to.
Let's go rapid fire.
See, the crazy part is, even with Xbox, right? And I know some of y'all might be like, dang, why would you play a game and this happening, right? See, the thing is with Xbox, and it's crazy, you can buy a game, a disc. You can buy a disc, and if you don't have online, you are not allowed to access the online of a disc that you just spent $60 on. So you just make $60 on it, and you cannot access the online part of it because you did not pay Xbox to access online. And I'm not saying that it's not fair or anything like that. I'm just saying that's what it is. But also, if you spend $60 on a game and it's online only, guess what? 5 years down the line, when they turn the service off, you can no longer play that game. No longer play that game at all. If it's a game that you pay $60 for, and you play it online, same thing with like Diablo. I don't know if y'all know what Diablo 4 is. It's an online game, consistently online, can't go offline. If they stop supporting the service on that game, you spent $60 or $100 with add-ons and stuff like that, or however much you spend on it. Guess what? you cannot play that game anymore, no more. And I do believe it's probably going to get to a point to where like Netflix, Hulu, any other subscription service gonna get to a point where they just gonna be showing ads. It's so much more profitable to sit there and say, you know what, we're gonna make it cheaper for you instead of like Netflix. Now I remember Netflix used to be like $10 a month. Now it was $10. I think $10 with the ads, $17 for 1080p, and $21 for 4K. But I got 1080p. I ain't paying 4K for all that stuff. It don't matter anyway. But it can get to a point where they just charge $15, and that's with ads. And then it's just like they making so much money just running ads. They're making so much money running ads, to where it's just like everybody just goes to that point. It's so much more profitable to run ads rather than to have just people pay more to not have ads. It just, I don't know, in my opinion, is way more profitable. But at the same time, if you can have 2 tiers and stuff like that, hey, you know, I can see that too.
If you live in
month are using an ad-supported tier. Now what that basically means is, you know, when you're watching a streaming service and you have the option kind of never ends, and this is what they want you to get used to.
Let's go rapid fire through my monthly recurring expenses. Mortgage payment, $4,431.49. HELOC payment, $628.12. Loan from my retirement to help pay for my house, $191.63. Student loans, $114.61. Soccer for 3 of my children, $900 a month. Utilities, starting with internet, $107. Auto insurance, $143.53. Electric bill, $199.10. Gas bill, $104.06. Garbage service, $120.20. Water bill, $190.63. Phone service for multiple people, around $100. Miscellaneous, starting with Amazon Kids, $5.99. Disney Plus, $21.99. Microsoft PC, $11.99. Netflix, $24.99. CVS Extra Care Card, $5. Greenlight cards, $5.99. And something I'm pretty sure is a scam, but I haven't had the time to look into it. Homeowners Insurance of Boston, $19.23. The grand total, not including food, gas costs, or any sort of clothing or miscellaneous purchases for daily living, is $6,425.55.
The cost of living is actually fucked. She's $8.50, and that's on special. $10 for a block of cheese. What is that? That's for 30 cans of Coke. Are you serious? How do you live these days?
People are already destroying the prices change throughout the day. Plus 10%? Plus 10%?
Start off with this right here. We got some blueberries and raspberries for $3 a box, and then the strawberries being $1.99. We got some peaches here for only 99 cents a pound. Grapes were anywhere from $3 to $4 a pound, depending on what you got. And I wanted to show you this area that was all the organic fruit, which overall was basically twice the price of whatever it was if you got the fruit from the first couple clips that I just showed you. So overall, if you did want to get the healthier organic stuff, you're basically going to have to pay double. That also goes for the vegetables as well. I was just showing you the fruit in the first couple clips, but everything was around twice the price for both. Then we could go over to some of the bread, which overall was definitely cheaper than where I am in North Carolina. At least for some of the bread, most of it's around $4 each for me personally, but some of the stuff was on sale. You could see for only like $1.50 or $2 per loaf. So honestly, not really that bad of a deal in my opinion. But then we could go over to the soda that I thought was pretty expensive. For a 12 pack of a lot of soda, it was around $10.29, and it really didn't matter what kind of soda it was. If it was the lemonade, if it was in a can and it was a 12.
Yeah, I remember stuff like that. I remember when I was a kid, the soda used to be like $8.99, or not $7.99, like in the 2000s, around that way. Now, now you go to a store, depends on what store you go to. Shoot, $10.99 to $12.99, depending on what store you go to. A Harris Teeter, they gonna tax you. They gonna tax you on a, I think that's a 10 pack. 12 pack. Yeah, 12 pack of soda. They gonna tax you at Harris Teeter. Harris Teeter don't. Harris Teeter is about they money in North Carolina though. They is about they money in North Carolina. Let's keep going.
Pack, it was over $10 each. Even the minis I think were around $8.50, which is almost double the price of what I normally see if I'm walking around the supermarket. But we could go over to some of the chips, sitting at around $4.50, $5 each. The cereal aisle was a little bit more expensive than what I usually see. The giant size was a little bit over $7. Most of the time I see it around $6, and that goes for any of the other ones. There's a giant size, large size, family size. There's a million different sizes now, but it was all about $1 more than what I see. Went to the pasta aisle, a lot of it being around $2 a box. And then we went over to the rice aisle. I was seeing 20-pound bags of rice for $15. Then I saw the milk, which was definitely more expensive than what I normally see. $4.50 each for the non-name brand milk. This is like ShopRite's version of Great Value, which I normally see at around $2.50. Didn't matter if it's whole milk, 1 or 2%. But yeah, we were seeing anywhere from $4 to $5 each. Then we go over to the eggs, and for a 12 pack, they were anywhere from $4.50 to around $6 a pack. We could head over to some of the meat. Here's chicken, just the boneless, skinless chicken breast. They were selling it for $3.49 a pound. And the beef that I normally get, that's definitely more expensive because it is the very lean, like 96.4 that they have for this, was $6.49 a pound. You could definitely get cheaper cuts if you want.
Florida father is going viral after showing just how costly a day trip to Disney World has become.
Before we even got into the park, it cost me $30 just for parking. And even being a Florida resident, tickets for a family of 5 with one child under 10 was still $974. The rest of the family decided they want to go to dinner at downtown Disney Springs. This place was my literal hell, totaling $245.27. The grand total for our day was $1,391.91.
This pie chart is showing the harsh reality of retirement in America. This is showing you 100 working people between the ages of 25 and 65 in the financial status. Let's break it down. 54 people are dependent. They are not financially independent. 36 people still working. 5 people unfortunately didn't make it. 4 people, okay, they doing okay. And only 1 person classified as wealthy?
I'm not surprised by that statistic, honestly. I'm really not surprised. As you get older, and I'm 27, honestly, it's just gonna get worse. It's just really gonna be worse for the people who have a retirement plan and retiring within the next 5 to 10 years. They'll be cool. They got money that they gonna get out. But for the young people who trying to get a retirement and start off all this stuff, it's so hard. It's going to be so hard for us in the next 10, 20, 30 years. When I get 50, if I don't save money at this in my current position, it's going to be so hard. It's going to be too hard for me and too hard for other people. Especially when you incorporate AI, when you no longer need this stuff. Like I do Uber and stuff like that. What happened when, like, you already see Elon Musk putting together a taxi, a Tesla taxi. What happened when that comes into play and now I'm competing against them? And then it ain't nothing but electric car. It don't need gas, so it's just going back and forth for cheaper rates. Money on autopilot. Only thing that they need is just, you know, only thing they need is a mechanic. That's it. A local mechanic in every city that a car is operating in. No longer need me. Life is only gonna get harder. Like I say in every video, it's just all about saving every dollar you can. By the time within the next 10 years, hopefully everyone can have 100,000 saved. That's my goal, to have 100,000 saved within the next 10 years. And I hope for you too. I think 100,000 is the base amount that everybody needs saved. And try to find the easiest way to save money. If you can move into a tiny house like this, or you can move into whatever to save money. If you gotta move back into your parents' house, don't be ashamed. It's okay. If stuff not working out, you paying $2,000 a month for rent, it's okay. It's okay to move back. It's okay to move to a cheaper city that don't have much opportunities. But at least you got to save money. You're not paying $2,000 rent anymore. You're paying $700. It's okay. And I just want to know let everybody know it's okay. You're not a failure and none of that type of stuff. It's okay to save money in this economy. But if you like this video right here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you go check out my Twitch and my link in the description. And also you follow my Instagram. And what's good, people? This is KM.Little right here. Thank you for watching this video. In this clip right here, I am showing you my different YouTube channels. They are in the link in the description. If you like this video, I'm pretty sure you will love my other channels. Also, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, and we out.